Hey, what is up, everybody? Michael Crump back here again, talking about the latest and the greatest PlayStation homebrew news and much, much more. So it is finally here. It finally arrived. We can now play a limited subset of PlayStation 5 games on a PS5 that is running 4.03, 4.50, or 4.51. So we can see right here that LightningMods said, Merry Christmas, I'm releasing Itemzflow. It's a work in progress and we'll get more features and updates depending on the amount of support shown for the app. So a couple of key features included in this build is PS5 apps. And what that basically means is PS5 games, or at least that limited subset that I mentioned, will now be playable. There's also a game dumper, an internal PKG installer, MP3 playback, and then there's a few more. Now, one other thing to take a look at before you go and grab the release was that just the other day, LightningMods said, today in prep for something else, which was the PS5 game backups running. He said that I'm releasing etaHEN 1.2b. So you will need to use etaHEN 1.2b with this latest version of Itemzflow. And one thing just to note here is that you could come over here to etaHEN 1.2b and just download the bin file in case you want to do this yourself. We will just use a host, which will make that a lot easier. Now, the one thing that you will want to do is that if you already don't have Itemzflow installed, you will want to come over to the Homebrew store. You're going to want to simply grab Itemzflow Game Manager version 1.03, and you will want to take the PS5 versions. So the next thing that you're probably wondering right now is which games are actually compatible. Well, there is this list right here that's been floating around, and this is the Itemzflow compatible games list. So it has all of the games that have currently been tested, which version that they were using, and if they are playable or not. So you'll basically see right here, we've got about 23 titles that's playable right now. Now, a couple of those includes demos, and there is even a few duplicates right in here. And then there's a few down here that just absolutely does not work. So these are all ones that if you are planning on trying to rip these game discs yourself, we've already tried, and these, the eBoot fails to decrypt. So here is the list. Again, this will be in the description below. And if you obviously do some searching, then you can more than likely find these versions available to download and to start experimenting with. And so the next thing I wanted to show you was that once you find one of these game dumps, so for example, here is one for Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. This is for version 1.005. Once I extract that with something like WinRAR, then I get all of the different parts of the game. So right here is obviously the eboot.bin, and then the rest of the modules and runtime and a few other things. What you would simply need to do would be able to take that folder, and this one is showing at 63.9 gigabytes, and just copy that over to a USB drive, which mine is just F. And right there, you can see it is already in there. I went ahead and copied over Itemzflow version 1.03. So now let's just go ahead and let's take this over to the PlayStation 5 and see it all in action. Okay, so back over on my PlayStation 5, as you can see right now, I am not jailbroken, as there is the little lock when I try to run Itemzflow, which I already have installed. So I'm going to go over to my web browser, and we're just going to use EchoStretch's site here, which is es7n1.site. We'll go over to PS5, and then we will use IdleSauce, since I know that one has the latest and greatest etaHEN that I mentioned previously. So we're going to go to Jailbreak. So now let's go over to etaHEN, and you will see that it does say right there 1.2 beta. So we'll go ahead and run etaHEN, And there you go. You can see that everything has been loaded now. Okay, so now that everything is jailbroken, I'm going to go over here to settings, debug settings, game, and I'm going to go to package installer. And let's just go ahead and let's install this package. So I'm going to go ahead and hit yes on that because I already did have it installed. So let's just go ahead and we will play Itemzflow Game Manager, and it gives a little bit of information there. I would definitely recommend that you donate to LightningMods if you can. I released a tweet this morning where I did so myself. And so now it says loading the games list. Okay, so from the main interface, you can see a couple of the different games that I already have installed on the system here. So in order to play that Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy game, I'm going to need to come right here to PS5 app where it says Brew001. We're going to press X in that. And from right here, we've got 4 options. We've got a launch option, so we can launch the game. We can change the out path, which is going to be very useful because typically that's not going to be where the game is at if you have it on a USB drive, for example. We can also copy the app folder to maybe something like internal storage, and then we can override the title ID. Just to kind of get up and playing with everything right now, we're going to go to change app path. Okay, and so on the left-hand side right here, that is already on your PS5 system storage, but we need to go to the USB 0, and we do that by pressing the R1 button, and I'm just going to navigate down to Grand Theft Auto 3. So let's go ahead and press the square button to select that. It will change the directory, as you can see right there, and now I'm just going to go ahead and run the launch button. That is actually a very normal message. There it goes. There is Grand Theft Auto 3 working perfectly fine on a PlayStation 5. Let's now go ahead and hit our PlayStation button, and let's go back to the main menu here. What you will notice is that now if you take a look at Grand Theft Auto 3, the title of it's changed and it now says FG. So that just indicates that this is a virtual app that was created by Itemzflow. And what do I mean by that? Well, we can jump back over into Itemzflow here, and you can see right there is that title for Grand Theft Auto 3. Let's press the X button on that, and you'll see that now we have the option to again launch it, or we can press X to do things such as move that app or copy that app or even delete that app. We're just going to press the back button to cancel out of that. And then finally, there's this option to remove the virtual app. And as it states down there, it says it removes the app from the PS5 and Itemzflow menu, but it doesn't actually delete the folder or the app. So you could remove this virtual app from your console, but leave all of the game files intact. Okay, so anyway, I hope you got something out of this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael.